So what stands out to me in this scramble is this pair here, which you can make in one move. That we can attach to this edge piece and this edge piece pretty quickly and make the 2x2x2 block like this. Now I'll normally expand to have either blue or green in front, so I'll do this square next here. Attach this corner and this edge. Those go with this piece here. So I'll put that one in, line up the pair we just had. And now in doing so, we actually made this additional pair. So let's not waste that. Let's put it in with this edge here and keep going. Okay, now we have two bad edges here and here. Last F12 pair looks like this. Match them up. Now I'll insert that while phasing because I know more last layer algorithms that have edges phased. And now we have this bow tie case with an H-perm. There's an alg for that, I don't know it. Tao, Lewis probably does, I don't know. I'll do it in 2 steps. There you go.
Usually the first thing I look for is a corner edge pair, but there are none on the scramble. The next best thing is a center edge pair, like this and this. There are 3 of them. This green-orange one doesn't give much to work with. The blue-yellow, there's this blue-yellow corner with a blue-red, which connects in one move. But that's in a bad position relative to this pair, so it's not that useful. This blue-orange, though, connects with the blue-orange edge here in one move. And that's in quite a good position, so I'll bear that in mind. But what's really good is this blue-white edge connects with this blue-white in one move to go into this red-white. And if I'm using E-slice to put it in, I can put that corner and edge in with just one move. And it frees up this for the rest of the block. So I can do that to form a block. I usually put that in the back left. And as I do that, I see this pair here, but I also insert this edge, the orange-white edge, in at the same time. So I'll insert the orange-white edge and make a pair and then insert that. With the edge orientation, I'm thinking of red as my front because I want to rotate, but left-right moves are easier than front and back moves for edge orientation, so I'll actually recognize from this angle. So I'll do edge orientation like that and then rotate. So I see this edge is connected here, and I know this corner is down here to go with that edge. So I'll insert those, and that leaves a pair here, which is easy to insert. And that leaves the last layer case, so I recognize the COLL, and then because there's a block here, I know that the edges will skip.
Okay, so first thing I see is I could make a square here easily, but let's check a little bit, see if there's anything else. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is I see that this thing can be paired up with that very easily, so like that. And this this edge is in a great position, and I can just do a D2 and finish off the block like that. Okay, so now for the 2x2x3. So what I can see is if I first connect this edge up like this, then I can form the pair in a reasonably convenient way, just like that. And so I move this edge to here where I can join it up with a pair, so like that. Now these are my 4 misoriented edges. So what I'll do is I'll first align it like this, where I know I can, where the edge flipping algorithm is pretty nice. Basically flip these two, and then you cancel into those two. Okay. So here I have a pretty handy block building trick case. The way to recognize this is that the D color is always facing up, and these three colors are all the same. And you can form a square, just like that. So that's a useful case to remember. Now, so I make the block, and then I insert, and by chance I get an OLL skip, and a G-perm for PLL.
Alright, so here's the scramble. The first thing I see is this corner and this edge, so they can be paired in one move, but I need to get this edge down here and this edge over here, so instead of doing that, first I'll rotate this face so that I can pair them up by themselves. So I'll get this edge, put this edge over here, pair these up, and then I can actually just insert the pair and make the 2x2x2. Then the next thing I see is that this corner can pair up with this edge in one move, like that. But I also need to pair it up with this edge, so I can actually get this edge half solved, bring it over to the back, continue to pair this up, and then insert it. Then these two are oriented, this one is oriented, which means that these four are not. So what I will do is, first I'll just cancel into that, so that'll take care of these two, and then there are still these, so I will do this, and now I have to F to finish F2L, so I see this pair in the back, so I'll split it up, pair it up, but I see that if I do that and insert it in the back, I'll just get this case, so instead I'll actually just cancel into this. And then this is an easy to recognize DBLL, big block here, small block here, just this. And done.
Alright, so the first thing I see is these two pieces, the white center and the white-red edge. I'm going to be making a 2x2 block with that. So yeah, I see the pieces right here to make it. This corner is going to have to go to the other side. So I'm going to do something like this, and then move it in. And then to complete the 2x2 block, I see this piece, the edge is right here. So I'm going to do an L2 to hide everything. Move this down, move that. And immediately I see this pair here, and I see the edges right here. So move it down, move it in, place it in the back. And now for edge orientation, I see these two, and then these two, and I see this pair here, the edges right here, and then I see this pair right here, so I can cancel into that, insertion, and then COLL, and then H-perm. Yeah.
Okay, so for this it says to use white top, green front. My cube does not have white top, I replaced it with black. So to keep it with the standard, I'll just use black as white. So I'm going to scramble it up. Okay. So I noticed I can pair up a 2x2 by one square here with U F2, U prime, L prime, U, and then an L2 will right down here. Because I did an F2, this edge ends up here. U prime, U, just brings it right back here from the building the square. So I can make the block down here by doing U prime, M, U prime, M prime. Because I did an F2 and the L2 and all that, this edge ends up here and it's oriented. This edge ends up here, and it's also and it's not oriented, and this corner flips in place counterclockwise. So yeah, so I've got U, F2 to pair up that pair, then square, L2, U prime, M prime, U, M, and there's the 202 block. This edge is here, this pair is here, so U2, L prime, U, L, U prime, so I can preserve this after an F prime, U, R prime to pair up the squares, and F. Edge orientation is 2 here and 2 here. So I'll go ahead and set that up to the arrow case and solve that. And then I have the pair here with the edge here, so I'll go ahead and insert those. And then I have the last pair here. And I know this is yellow.
Hey guys, it's MethodCuber showing you how I solved this scramble. So this is actually a pretty good scramble. Usually I can find an F2L pair with white or yellow corners, because I saw white or yellow on bottom. This scramble didn't have that, so I'll show you a couple of things I looked at. The first thing I noticed was this yellow or yellow red blue corner and this red blue edge. It'd be very easy to pair them up, but because this edge is connected to it like this, it would be kind of difficult to pair it up and make a square properly. So with white front, red top, I took yellow, orange, blue corner and paired it to this edge like this, and then it was just RU2 to make a square. Then I noticed that this pair, orange, green, yellow, can pair to this edge very easily. So what I did was move this out of the way to open up my front face, move this over, do an R prime to put these across from each other, F, and I make a square. Now, inadvertently, I made this F2L pair, red, blue, yellow. I don't need that for my block, and it would waste moves to reserve it, so I'm just going to not worry about that. So now I have these two squares here, and this edge that I need. It's oriented already, so I can do R2, D prime, and then I can go like this to put in my blocks, or my squares, and make my block. But I noticed something about this edge, so I'm going to do is actually undo that move. I notice this is oriented, so I can bring it down and make a line on the bottom, and then I can insert my squares. And by doing that, I not only oriented this edge, but all of my edges are oriented, so it worked out pretty nicely. And then I see I made this pair here, and just need this edge. I could pull this corner out and do some F12 type moves, but that's a waste of time, because I can put this pair here, move this edge over to make my lightning bolt, and then I can just I can pull this out, do R2, pair them up like that, and that's one square. And then it's an easy F2L pair, green, red, yellow, and all I do is put that here, do R, U2, R prime, and then I insert it like this. Now, this is a nice COLL case, but this is actually a really easy ZBOL2. I noticed this line, and I noticed this edge, and all this is a conjugated Y perm. So it's F, Y perm, and then F prime. And that's how I solved it. Peace.
So for this scramble, I noticed if I do a U prime move, I can pair up this corner up with this edge to create a pair like this. And I notice if I do D, F, it pairs up the pair with this white red piece to create a 2x2x1. And I notice this corresponding edge is here, so I insert this into the centers, U prime, R prime, and I simply do D to finish the 2x2x2. And then to expand to 2x2x3, I notice this edge is already in, so I can pair up this corner up with this edge like this, and then insert it. And then that's 2x2x3 done. And then now Y2, EO, these two are bad, so I solve it like this. That's EO done, and then rotate, and then R2 to solve DR, and then for first pair, I'll do this. And then next pair, it's already set up, I just do R, U, R prime. And then now for last layer, this is 2gen case, so I'll solve like this. And then U perm.